a look at Up to My Neck and You. So this one's going to be tuned a little bit flat. It's actually an eighth down from standard, which is really between standard tuning and a quarter step down. It's right in the middle of that. So anyway, let me give you the E. An A. Alright, so this one we're going to start off with an open G chord, and we want to make sure that we've got that little E and B string fretted at the 3rd fret, and then our 3rd fret on the big E string fretted, okay? And we're going to do 3 downstrokes on G to an A chord, so. Okay, then our next chord is going to be here. We're going to put our ring finger on the 4th fret of the D. And when we play this chord here, we're going to make sure that that A string is open. You're striking that A string open and that fretted D string there, so it sounds like this. And then we're going to come down here to the 5th fret and do that again. Back to the 4th fret. Back to A. And then back to here, the 4th fret again. And then G. Okay? Then we're going to go from C to D. And we're going to form our C chord like this. Our first finger on the 3rd fret of the A, and then our pinky on the 5th fret of the D string. And we're just going to want to play those 2 strings. You kind of want to try to get that sound out of it. And then we go to a full D chord. We're not too concerned about our middle finger here on the 2nd fret, but we want to make sure we have this form because we're going to play kind of a full D chord. But we're going to be using our pinky on the 4th fret of the G string to kind of move back and forth to give it that same feel of this, right? But we're going to do that here, okay? So all together it's going to be this. C again 3 times, back to D, and then we're going to go back to G again. Once we get to there, then we're going to go to an E chord. Full E, by the way, not just this. And then D. And then open A, D, and G to an A chord. And then we're going to start that over. Okay? So let's take a look at some other parts of the song, even though this is probably the main riff that's played throughout. But what's interesting is you hear a lot of little different nuances and variations. Sometimes it's really hard to tell. But anyway, I'll play some of those variations just so you can see. It doesn't mean that's what's going on. It just kind of seems like it sometimes, if you will. So anyway, let's check it out. so that really takes us through the guitar solo and right to the end of the song. There's really not a lot of changes to the chords or anything like that throughout the rest of the song. It's pretty much the same. But on the other hand, there's a lot of little changes in there. And you have to listen to them carefully to hear them. And one way to do that, I think there's some isolated tracks that you can hear Malcolm's playing on YouTube, and check those out. But there is some differences. So, you know, sometimes before we go to this E, he just stays on the A chord and doesn't really come down here again. Also, before, you know, when we transition from C to D, one time he's just doing this. You know, something like that. You know, something like that. It's kind of hard to really tell exactly. There's a couple of more little things in there. Sometimes you think you're just hearing this. And not really coming down here to this 5th fret here. So anyway, just check all that stuff out. Hope this helped anybody that wants to learn how to play this one, and we'll see you next time.